Most people think when life gets harder, something has gone wrong. They assume struggle means distance from God. They assume confusion means they've lost direction. They assume pressure means failure. But the truth is, sometimes the exact opposite is happening. Sometimes the pressure you feel is not punishment, it's testing. And not the kind of test meant to break you, but the kind designed to reveal who you're becoming. James 1:3 says, "Because you know that the testing of your faith produces perseverance." Read that again. Testing produces something, which means the struggle in your life right now may not be random. It may be intentional. And today, I'm going to show you 7 signs God is testing you. Because once you see these signs clearly, you stop panicking and you start understanding. Let's begin. Number 1, everything feels harder than it should. You're doing the right things. You're trying to stay disciplined. You're making better choices. But instead of life getting easier, it feels heavier. Doors don't open. Progress feels slow. Effort feels doubled. Most people think this means they're on the wrong path. But here's what they miss. Resistance is often a sign of refinement. When gold is tested, it's placed in fire, not to destroy it, but to purify it. The difficulty you're facing is not always opposition. Sometimes it's transformation. God isn't making things harder to stop you. He's allowing pressure to strengthen you, because faith that has never been tested cannot be trusted. Number 2, you feel delayed for no clear reason. You had a plan, a timeline, a direction that made sense, but now everything feels paused. You're waiting, still waiting, longer than you expected, and nothing seems to be moving. Here's where most people get it wrong. They think delay means denial, but the truth is, delay often means development. There are things God is building in you that cannot be rushed. Patience, character, endurance. And here's what most people never realize. If you received what you asked for too early, you wouldn't be ready to sustain it. So God slows the outcome to strengthen the person. The waiting is not empty. It's preparation in disguise. Number 3, your faith is being challenged. Doubt starts whispering. Questions start rising. Things you once felt certain about suddenly feel unclear. You start wondering, did I hear God wrong? Am I really on the right path? This is one of the most uncomfortable stages, but it's also one of the most important. Because faith that depends on feelings and is not real faith. Real faith is revealed when certainty disappears. When you keep moving forward even when you don't feel confident, that's testing. God is not trying to confuse you. He's separating emotional belief from rooted conviction. Because strong faith isn't built in clarity, it's built in uncertainty. Number 4, you're being stretched beyond comfort. You're being pushed into situations you didn't ask for, responsibilities you didn't expect, decisions you don't feel ready for, and everything in you wants to go back to what feels safe. But you can't, because something inside you knows you've outgrown that version of yourself. Here's the deeper truth. Growth and comfort cannot exist in the same space. If God is testing you, He will stretch you, not to overwhelm you, but to expand you. Because the life you're praying for requires a version of you that doesn't exist yet. And that version is built through stretching. Number 5, people start acting differently toward you. This one is subtle, but powerful. Relationships shift. Some people become distant. Others misunderstand you, and it feels confusing. Because you didn't change your intentions, but something about you is different. Here's what most people don't realize. When you grow spiritually, your environment reacts. Not everyone is aligned with who you're becoming, and God will often allow distance to create clarity. This isn't always rejection, it's redirection. Because during testing, God removes distractions that could weaken your focus. The shift in people is not random. It's part of the process. Number 6, you feel internally conflicted. Part of you wants to move forward. Part of you wants to quit. Part of you trusts God. Part of you feels afraid. It's like 2 voices fighting inside you, and it's exhausting. But here's what most people miss. That internal conflict is not failure. It's refinement, because testing exposes what's really inside you. Your fears, your doubts, your hidden beliefs. Not to shame you, but to reveal what needs to grow. You can't strengthen what you refuse to face. So God allows the tension to bring it to the surface. Because once you see it clearly, you can overcome it. Number 7, you feel closer to God, but life feels harder. This is the most confusing sign of all. You're praying more, thinking deeper, trying to stay aligned. And yet, life feels more intense than ever. Most people expect that getting closer to God will make everything easier. But the truth is, closeness to God increases awareness. You start noticing things you ignored before. You feel conviction more strongly. You see patterns more clearly. And that awareness can feel uncomfortable. But here's what changes everything. God doesn't test to distance you. He tests to draw you deeper. Because in testing, you stop relying on surface-level faith and start building real connection. The struggle is not separating you from God. It's pulling you closer in a way comfort never could. So let's bring this together. If life feels harder than expected, if you're delayed, if your faith is being challenged, if you're being stretched, if people are shifting, if you feel internal conflict, and if you feel closer to God while everything intensifies, you are not lost. You are being tested. And testing is not rejection, it's preparation. James 1:3 doesn't say testing destroys you. It says it produces perseverance, which means something is being built inside you right now, something stronger, something deeper, something that cannot be shaken easily. But here's the part you need to understand. You can pass the test, or you can repeat it, because testing is not about perfection. It's about response. Will you trust, even when it's unclear? Will you keep going, even when it's hard? Will you stay aligned, even when it's uncomfortable? That's the real test, and the outcome will shape the next season of your life. So if this message spoke to you, don't ignore it. Take a moment and reflect. Which of these signs are you experiencing right now? Type one word in the comments, tested, not as a complaint, but as a declaration. Because awareness changes everything. And once you understand the test, you stop fearing the process and start growing through it.